I jerked the wheel and drove straight into an oak tree wall. My head in a daze, I escaped through a maze of busted steel and glass. Silk pantyhose with holes in the toes, I started running through the tall-wet grass. I saw a house all alone, as bare as a bone, like someone in it reeked of smoke and neglect that choked memories of a better day. I stood at the door, soaked to my core and feeling just a little insane. When the door opened wide, a man stood inside and said, "Come in out of the rain. Oh, come in out of the rain." His eyes were dark like the eyes of a shark, and his face was neither young nor old. I paused for a beat before moving my feet and crossing that wide threshold. It was a summer night and a fire burned bright, but I began to shiver and shake. He gave me a coat of fur, a smile demure, and a plate full of devil's food cake. He sat down on a chair like a lion in his lair and lit up a thin cigar. With an air of conceit, reached down by his feet and picked up a red guitar. He ran his hands down the strings like his fingers were wings, and a strange silence fell. He said, "This is my story, my life and my glory. Oh, this is my sweet Jezebel." Jezebel was slim with ebony trim, and I stared in wonder enough. Her neck was inlaid with pearl and jade, and I couldn't find one single flaw. I started to play, I started to pray as that fire burned hotter than hell, and I could feel a hole burning clear through my soul as I listened to sweet Jezebel. I listened to sweet Jezebel. But sometimes in the dark I see the eyes of a shark, and I'm lost in a dream for a spell. Before I can wake, I eat devil's food cake and hear again sweet Jezebel. I hear again sweet Jezebel. Christmas ain't got no money, ain't got no job, ain't got no honey. Snowflakes on so darn funny when there's bills to pay and you ain't got no sleigh. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dang. Christmas guaranteed, oh my, how our pockets bleed. Buying gifts we don't need, gifts to throw away, and we pay. It costs too much at the super center store, so there ain't gonna be no wreath at my door. Chopper's book, the angels sing, and with my voice I can make the bells ring. Ding dong, 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 ding. My tree won't even unfold. It's lost its limbs and it's full of mold. Its star shines, gray and gold, paper mache from my kindergarten play. Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree.
That wasn't too clever. Oh dear.
Christmas, so darn pretty. Lights in the sky and lights in the city. Christmas, ain't it a pity when all
Guess I'm getting carried away with this videography. Huh. This is being done on glass. That's what I was attempting to show. It's kind of experimental. It's for my cousin's husband. It's their puppy. I think his name is Rebel. Oh yeah. This is what I noticed today while I was on the phone with my nurse practitioner's office trying to get my blood pressure medicine refilled, which I would have thought would have been a simple process, but it wasn't. Just too complicated. Doctor in Alabama, 2 doctors in Pennsylvania, a cardiologist, and my nurse practitioner has advised me on this before, but for some reason now that I need a refill, she can't do it without an office visit, and I can't get in there probably until mid-May because it's an hour away in Lancaster. Look at my gutter. I noticed that today. Yeah. I love this musical artist. Her name is Mean Mary. She plays the banjo. That was a nickname her brother gave her as a child, and they performed together. Anyway, just a little view of my day here. I enjoy an app where I can video and have a soundtrack going on in the background. It's kind of fun. Anyway, so I'm back here. Kind of going to make this wordless, but I had a little mishap here. Let's see, where was I? I'm just trying to experiment here with this paint now on the other side of the glass, and I'm going to put a second layer of glass over this and frame it, obviously, so that it will be protected. And I kind of want some of the previous black outlining that's on the back of this glass to show through. So what I'm kind of thinking is that I might take some of maybe the more realistic colors like browns and do a little bit of outlining on the front. And so the back of the glass I have not yet painted over, say with like a solid black, which I've done this kind of painting before years ago, and I found that putting a layer of black over top of what's painted on the back of the glass kind of helps it like seal and pop, you know, because there's still pieces that kind of show through with the lighting and stuff, you know. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm doing here. Probably I should pause the video, just keep working, and maybe show it later at other stages and then join these together. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is a piece of my day. I just had to put this back on because this is one of my favorite of this artist that came on Spotify. So when I work, sometimes the music I listen to can enhance what I'm doing, like in terms of especially looseness, rhythm. I just like the feel of this song quite a lot. I mean, the lyrics are, you know, I just love the rhythm in this piece. I'm not even sure kind of what I'm doing here. It's just, you know, I know my cousin's husband enjoys like impressionistic work. The way he uses colors, kind of, you know, a little bit impressionistic. So I'm hoping he'll like this. He wanted me to do up something of a Rebel for him, which I consider an honor coming from another artist that wants a little piece of my work, and I appreciate both him and his son and my cousin Laura. They're all artistic and all different styles and type of art. This is pretty purple. I'm hoping that when I, you know, get to the dog, I can kind of make him pop and stand out. I'm thinking if I stick to some more realistic colors, like, you know, some browns, burnt sienna, that, you know, obviously I want him to stand out. I think I might need to work some of the burnt sienna into these leaves. But, you know, it's a little bit of a layered process, you know, which one thing I'm just thinking that would be really interesting. I wonder what would happen if there were 3 layers of glass. That might really add to like some three-dimensionality. I don't know. I'm just, you know, my cousin's husband said, just do me something simple, right? But that's kind of not the way I do. I wanted to give him something interesting. And I find that gifts provide a lot of opportunity for me to experiment, kind of see how some new process might turn out. I don't like the way that looks there. That's a little too blended. I'm trying to keep it loose, which, you know, is a kind of a challenge for me because I tend to you know, I'm an overthinker, overworker of art, everything, you know, and sometimes, like, you just kind of, like, gotta do it and just leave it, you know. Just not overthink it too much, but see, I'm just kind of trying to keep a loose sense also of the light and shadow here. I mean, it's surely not precise, like, surely not super realistic, but I think this might end up being a really interesting piece. And I'm having some fun with it, which is good. I learned back in the fall, I really enjoyed using this light phthalo green. I think that's what it is. I was using it in some flesh tones and portraits, and you know, it's just a color I'd never really bought before. But when I was at Dick Lick in Baltimore back in the fall, I thought, oh, I'll try this color, see what it might do on my palette, you know. You know, I'm looking for, in general, like light, medium, and darks in this. And I'm enjoying the music right now, so. So I'm trying all different things right now in my business, and you know, I enjoy writing. I mean, if you've watched this far, I guess you're interested in what I'm doing here. And I just want to take a moment to say, you know, on my blog is this kind of, you know, this app that I noticed, actually, this musical artist I'm listening to, Mean Mary, that's where I noticed she has this on hers. It's Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. You know, artists tend to, you know, always be looking to make money from their art and their expressions, and it can be a hard task. So the way that works is if you're enjoying something that I'm taking time to do, this is, I guess, a little bit instructional. You know, at any time you could tip me $1 or whatever. That's a little hard to talk about money sometimes with art, but anyway, that's the way that works. I know some people seem to regularly be interested in some of my blog writings and artwork, and you know, they want to see me succeed in my post-divorce recovery. And you know, the thing that helps me most right now is not more work, because I do have commissions. I'm still trying to sort through all my frame corners. It's been almost 2 years, and so many things have been discontinued and prices raised because of the pandemic and supply chain issues. So that's a big job that I need to do to move forward. But you know, it keeps me from my commission work. What really helps me is you know, sales of just quick pre-made items. Clear them out. These are things I've done for whatever purpose in the past. They may be made from leftovers from bridal bouquet preservation or whatever. Anyway, I'm really trying to finish up my gift shop area so that you know, hopefully when I have produce, I will continue meeting people and maybe take them in. I see my neighbor, she's riding her tractor right now. So, see up here, you know, this morning I finished up putting the last bit of the lap siding. Well, no, the lap siding's outside. This is just regular, I forget what someone called this, but you know, I worked on this, you know, to insulate and do this in this building. I've worked on it on and off since I've been here, since August 2020. Anyway, so Oh, I like this song too. Anyway, let's see, where am I with this? I'm a multitasker. Pretty much the best days for me are when I'm not doing too much of any one thing. And I certainly hate being on the phone with tech support and customer service people, and I just seem to have the worst luck with that. I still have some phone calls to make to resolve some things that I just thought were simple matters that would have been resolved properly, but they're not. So I seem to be able to paint and talk at the same time, at least with this kind of thing. That's interesting. Gives it a little bit of texture. Now, over here, there's a little bit of dark area on this trunk behind the dog's bottom tail area. So I'm just gonna go into that a little bit with some darker.
Sit and wait with winter coming round.
It's been very difficult, like my business, all this has unfolded during a worldwide pandemic, and I can't overstate how much that has affected me negatively in my situation. This is not unmanageable. It's just too much work initially to rebuild for one person, and there's a number of factors that have affected that situation. So let's see here.
Oh, sparrow on the housetop, why do you watch the sky?
One of my favorite pieces this artist does is Wherefore Art Thou Jane. I just love that piece. It's such a fun song, and it just, I don't know, I just identify with parts of it. Okay, I think I'm ready to pause this video and my work here and go do something else for a little while. So I just came inside to wash my brush, and another fun song playing, but there's Mr. Lost. He's just hanging out. And, you know, of course, this is an area I've been trying to fix up as a informal Airbnb. Got some okra seedlings out there, and just a mess in here. You know, I am going to finish this up eventually. Needs outlining. Still got my paints. This is my second kitchen here. This was a fun idea that my friend Lucy and I have been working on when she's visited, and it'll get there. Just a lot of work. Got a Victrola and old records and retro items. When I was at the church dinner the other day, we were talking about the old game called Kerplunk. And I really would like to get a Kerplunk game eventually on eBay or something someday. But, yeah, just working away at stuff. Laundry. Got cats running around. Hey, Sammy. Oh boy, so. Back and forth. So I've been trying to do a little water mitigation over here. And I think maybe I kind of like to sequence things and switch up the kinds of activities I do. I tend to walk around all day with a pair of keys hanging off of my belt loop and back and forth. You know, I don't want to lose my keys. So I was able to obtain some free cinder blocks on Facebook Marketplace. And, you know, this kind of started last year. You can see there's quite an incline, and it runs down here. There's a ditch, and I don't know. We had a problem in Alabama, and I rigged up some concrete and other diversion into a ditch, and I hear from my former neighbor it's still working pretty well in the heavy rain seasons. But I think I'm going to get some Pachysandra from my son's place. He's trying to get rid of it. It's a little bit invasive and spreading, but I think that would work really well along here. And oh dear, did my clematis die again? From, wow, it's like it dies. I don't know. I'm going to be doing a plant sale at the Horn Farm on May 7th, and I hope to like help out other people that grow things and buy my tomatoes, and maybe I can get a bigger clematis or something. I don't know, but yeah, I was just gonna maybe pour a little bit of concrete here, like Quikrete, because I get the 60-pound bags because I can lift them myself, and sort of, or roll them, and kind of fill some of this in and finish up the paint. Still have some green, but you know, everything I do is pretty much in stages. So over here, I think I want to put some dirt and plant some Mexican sunflowers. The more flowers around for gardens, the more pollination. Hopefully, like people will enjoy the view from the road, and hopefully it all works together to slowly bring people in to pick their own produce, or I'll pick some of it myself. And of course, probably won't make much money on tomatoes and stuff like that, but I get my own exercise and grow my own food, and ideally I will continue to meet people in the community and be able to network for my art, which is what I was doing in Alabama before my situation needed to change. So, oh, anyway. Just so many things yet that are just not set up the way I had them in Delaware or Alabama. So I'm still going to let this dry some more, and I'm going to go out and work with some Quikrete for a little while. Okay, I think I'll resume the video here. So what I've done is I think I used 3 of the bags, and I actually have 2 left over, which is good. I've poured some Quikrete here, and it's easy for me rather than mixing concrete because you can just hose it. And I picked a few dandelions while they're in bloom. Last year I wanted to try making dandelion wine, and I realized too late that dandelions don't bloom all summer long. You know, I thought they did. I didn't know there was a peak time to get dandelion heads. Anyway, I don't know if I can get that done. I've got some snow peas coming up here. I've got a lot of snow peas planted. Anyway, I'm going to go turn the hose on here. And I noticed that I do have one egg customer that gets usually 2 or 3 dozen every few weeks, and looks like she was here, and because I had left 3 dozen unwashed eggs for her in cartons on on the chair on my porch. So they're gone. And I'm assuming she put the $9 into my little box here. Oh yeah, see? She's put that in. So, yeah, so cool. So, I have to do a little bit of weed whacking today. I enjoy that. I really enjoy alternating with outdoor work. So, I'm going to turn the hose on here. Okay. This was lettuce I grew inside during the winter. It got really strong and bitter. I'm going to give it to my chickens. I kept forgetting to water it in the window. But last fall I built a cold frame to try to grow lettuce and spinach during the winter, and it may have worked better had I got it done a little bit sooner. But this spring I put some lettuce seeds in it, and it's doing pretty well. But you know, I don't know, my design, it's a little hard to reach into there. But you know, there's that. I have planted some lettuce in here. So there's some of my snow peas, and then there's some lettuce coming up. I have all kinds of greens, kale and stuff that I've planted a few weeks ago. Anyway, so where's the end of this hose? So last night, 2 nights ago, I came out here and finished off mixing some topsoil and chicken straw compost was already in there, and I had got some cow manure, and I've planted some amount in most of the boxes. There's a few that still need dirt, but I've planted okra and mammoth sunflowers, like kind of alternating in that area. This is hard to video while I'm making sorry. Hold on. Moving the hose and talking and videoing at the same time. Pretty soon I'm going to have to get my drip hoses back out of the basement of the building and set them up so I can automatically water. Let's see. Hold on. Is the water not coming out because it's kinked, or because I don't have the right thing on? This. It's confusing. I have one hose hook up for hoses that are going all different ways and different diversion things. And this one, there was a problem. Something froze inside of it. So I had to replace it. I don't know. Let's see here. Well, I think I've got it right. Pretty sure there's a problem here with the kinking on this. Okay, this looks pretty good. Obstacles. Let's see, the red one is hooked to the green one. really see any kinks. Okay, the water is definitely going. I've got that on. Wait a minute, what did I do here? Okay. Too many things at once. Okay, that's in the open direction both ways. Let's try it now. I don't know why bluegrass seems to be my go-to music in the past year or two. But I like so many different types of music. Ah, there we go. So, I'm gonna probably end this section in a minute. I do better with two hands here, but I'll resume when this part's done. Okay, so I have hosed this really well, and I'm gonna wait for it to dry a bit before I do the next part. I had actually wondered if I could somehow, you see how the water, if it comes off of here in heavy rains, it's probably going to accumulate here. I'm just wondering if I could gradually add some Quikrete to it and I don't know, get some like water lilies, water irises, and maybe let water accumulate here and have a little bit of a kind of pond area. I don't know if I want to mess with goldfish in this zone, because unlike Alabama, I don't know that they'd make it through the winter here, but I'd have to research that. But so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go turn the hose off, and I'm going to resume where I was with that painting. So I think the next part, I'm going to get a little bit of browns and burnt sienna and white on the palette. Great big gig. After trivia is done, then I'll exit the bar with my pepper spray gun. Then it's back on the highway, another drive in the dark, another sleep in the car night. Oh, but this time I'll park my feet on the dash, my head on the seat. A musician's life is short and sweet. Okay. I know I can't get much more glamorous, but I wouldn't mind having a big tall. Wow, I just hate so many things in progress. These are all the discontinued frame corners that I've accumulated over the last 15 years. Even in Alabama, I've at times paid people to help me price them, sort them, get them on my website. It's all lost right now, especially with pandemic supply chain issues. But I always try to redeem losses. So I'm trying to, match some of them together. I'm thinking if I had time, like, I could do craft projects or put them together and put loops like toothbrush holders or other kinds of, like, you can make mobiles out of them. I've looked on Pinterest before for ideas. I mean, some of them are the same kind of molding profile, but they're just different finishes. Like this is the same except gold and that. And some of these, they're so priced out of like anyone's ability to buy them anymore. This is a Larson dual frame, and things have shockingly gone up in pricing. So I've got a lot to figure out here. So anyway, okay, so paint some white. I really am not typically this disorganized. This is just too much. So let's see, I've got some browns and white and This I started when I was in Delaware. It's probably 95% finished. If I could finish the collage work in a little bit on that, I could sell that. You know, I'm trying to sell these tables that I worked on, but you know, it's one thing to create, it's another thing to sell things. So let me try to get through this mess here. Okay. I make use of so many different surfaces. I feel like I need another piece of something to work on here. Brick and glass. Sometimes I use that as a little disposable palette. Plastic containers, whatever. So this is ready for the trash here. So I think I'm gonna want some white.
Come with me, I'll forget the city on its walls and lights there. Steal your dreams there, steal your nights. Leave your troubles,
Sienna.
your holiday goods, and run with me, through the dark woods.
I like this song too. Hard to do this with one hand. Hold on, I'm gonna lay this down for a minute.
Footprints in a hidden cave.
Okay, got some brown. I think I need a little bit more blue and maybe that green color. I'll go grab that. Oh, I still need to put the hanger on the back of my cousin's portrait, and I'm hoping to drive down and visit them maybe in a week or so. So, let's see, light phthalo green, phthalo blue. I think that'll work. So I put that frame together, and that goes in this piece. It's just, this was something I found in a file cabinet. It was an original thing I did many years ago, and I framed it up. It actually has the signature in pencil, Eileen Elfers. That was in my first marriage, and I used to use this stencil thing and emboss it. So I put some dried flowers with it. I don't know, maybe I hate throwing things out. I've used some textured mat board here. I think, I don't know, I might sell that piece for about $100, including shipping. Shipping might cost me like up to $25. I don't know, $125 maybe for an original piece like that. I don't know, but it's gonna be a pretty piece. These frames here are from Williamson PFI Williamson Company. And I'm having trouble getting them to stay on the phone with me and quickly have me call off numbers and immediately mark things. This is a lot of work for me here alone to take these all into the house and try to type them into the computer. And their spreadsheets, their price lists aren't exactly in order with the numbers, and they're PDFs, so you can't search them. So that makes this hard for me here alone. And of course, this is a piece I'm going to finish. I started about 3 weeks ago. It's an anti-violence piece in response to the Ukraine war, basically. But anyway, I can be distractible. Just trying to. Here's some pictures in my area. My son's Zach. These pictures in Alabama. This is my son Jonathan. He goes by Joni. She goes by Joni. It's a little confusing, but these are my children. Okay, so I've got these paints. Let's see here. Yeah, I thought that Joni would come visit me when I moved back, but they have not been here yet. I've seen them one time. First Thanksgiving I was here. their brother's place, and their dad and his fiance were there. It was what I needed to do in order to be with my younger son. So here, so we've got this. I love this song. Love, love, love it. Okay, what am I going to do here? Okay, let's say there's some dark browns here. Now this I've got to be a little bit more careful with because it's the actual pup. And I'm going to take some blue and work into that to just, you know, that will deepen it a little bit. Well, that's a pretty color. Boy, I love this song. Okay, I think, let's see here. So there's some more darks. I love working on glass with acrylic because, see, here's my thing that needs to get to the trash somehow. That's a little heavy, that box of former palettes. I think that would make possibly some interesting art if it got busted up, and maybe I could do that. That'd be interesting. I love collage kind of work. Okay, so I need to get these darks in. Like a sparrow, I'd fly free and pass the storm alone. And I'm just being kind of loose with this. And so when you work from a photo, I mean, this little pup has like a stick going up to its nose. There's really no purpose in copying things exactly like that. But I do trace sometimes from photos because I'm already working from a photo, and it kind of makes the proportions at least start 100%. It's a little bit different process than sometimes when I draw things in live. Okay, so we're going to need some darks here. I love this part in the song. It's just so fluttery. Sure wish I could play an instrument like that. I'm really trying to look at the shapes here and the colors, the values.
I know a place where the wild dreams race, far away from disbelievers, where hearts are unbound from the merry-go-round of liars, cheats, and deceivers. There once was time, the world seemed to rhyme, but now there's just too
He told me to make it just quick, simple, you know, just, I guess, like a caricature, so this is, it's not going to be precise, but it's probably more than a caricature would be involved. I just wanted to do something kind of nice. I almost feel like, should I get something even darker to darken this mix than the phthalo blue? I don't know. The nice thing about paints is the layering process. So in this photo, there's some dark areas here. It's kind of like juxtaposition. This area here under these leaves. I don't want to get that part. So I don't really have water here, so what I do a lot of times I just wipe it on my hands. Okay, so I'm going to try to get some burnt sienna and maybe turn it down a little bit here, some white. I usually don't like to use whites or blacks to mix down colors, but this is more of a bit of a decorative piece, so I think it's okay. Oh, that's a little bright. Well, I don't know if that works or not. I feel like it's going to go down a little bit with the rust. Let's see. I don't know if this dog actually has that tone in it. It looks more brownish to me. But, you know, the sunlight's on it, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here. Just kind of piddling with it, I suppose. Gotta create some lights and shadows. People ask me sometimes if I teach. I've taught before. I just prefer to do my own work. It's just, you know, I guess this is a little bit of an instructive thing for people who might want to observe. I mean, the best thing to do is to watch someone and then follow along with what they're doing conceptually and then just try it. But, you know, there's a lot involved in teaching. I've covered his nostrils. I'm going to have to get that back. So I definitely need to get his little mouth in there. know what I'm doing here. Maybe a little bit of burnt sienna there. Oh, it's like we are, right? A work in progress. Like stages, right? So part of when I work, it's kind of like my thought process as I'm going here. These eyes. I think I want to a little bit of white in that. I just want to get it. That's not quite right. That might work. So probably should have a smaller brush here, but okay. And, you know, that's where I should probably have some black, but you know, generally the top of an eye is shaded a little bit by shadow. A little bit of burnt sienna here. Running, but he's not a coward, always hiding from his crime, a step away from being devoured, just a victim of his time. He runs the night, his guns are blazing, and all the sheriff won't forgive. Hell-bent on hell. This looks like a paint by numbers to some degree. Okay, I'm gonna put some texture here. This pup was definitely so soft. I mean, I've never really had a dog. I can't say that I'm a dog person. I like other people's dogs. I love my grand puppy Wiley, my son's dog. I need to get some blue in this here. This I really want to get some blues in that. Oh man. So I like to get more blue here. Just a little bit. Maybe something a little bit lighter. Oh boy. So this starts making me feel tense, right? And some people probably wonder, why don't you just do something from start to finish, right? Or maybe they think like an artist, they get up and 9 o'clock they're just painting and you know, till 5, and it just kind of doesn't work that way, at least not in my world. You know, there's kind of a synergy of the different things that I do. One time I was visiting a friend, working on a project at her house, actually for her, and she was very aware. She says, your brain needs breaks, right? Like, she was watching me, like, I'll just do parts of something, and I go off and do another task. Like, I was in her kitchen making some pesto, I think, in between, and just I rotate between kinds of tasks, and I'm kind of thinking about something in the back of my mind, like, what's my next step on this art or this computer project or whatever it is I'm doing. I probably have too much burnt sienna in this. I don't know, but there could be some light here. I don't know. Definitely want to get some. This just kind of makes it look a little interesting. I feel like I'm going to have to get some black here eventually. I feel like I kind of want to stop on this part for now, but what I do want to do, well, I've got this paint here, is to start, I mean, leaves are, you know, there's some burnt sienna there. I feel like I want to, I don't know, these leaves aren't even shaped exactly. They're kind of like impressions of leaves, but I kind of want to get some impression of brown in this. And I have never done a portrait on glass before. I didn't even know how I thought of doing this one day. I was debating different possibilities of, I think I started this few weeks ago with watercolor crayons, wondering what would happen if I used a watercolor crayon on glass. And, you know, it wasn't anything to, as they say, write home about the effects. I tried it, but then I ended up resorting to acrylic paint here. At first I was using glass paint, which is a little glossier, but now I see no reason to even have done that. But if I ever do this again, I won't approach it that way. Little acorns there. I feel like I want some highlights of the real colors in here. I guess that's what we would call it, real, you know. Not quite real, but you know, when you do something that's a little impressionistic, at least in my mind, it's got to read as like having some realistic qualities to it. I don't know. See, if I go back in this with some outlining at the end, I think you'll see it's just gonna come together, hopefully. So there's at least kind of peeking up there. I don't want to get that because it's I don't know, it has to do with the layout, the patterns, the flow of emotion here in this piece. Oh boy. What's this area here? Oh, I missed that. I feel like I need something like kind of good in here. That might work. I don't have the purple anymore. See, some things are happy accidents. You know, I hadn't really planned to do this with the blue in here, but I like that. It kind of works. I feel like that. Wow. That gives it something kind of pretty. Ooh, I like that. I like that. It's almost getting a turquoisey kind of tone, because it's still mixing with, I think some of that purple is still wet. So now I'm getting some effects I had not planned on. Okay, that's enough of that. Okay, so this edge of the tree, I think I feel like going in here, kind of on the edge, and kind of doing this. I don't know why. I just feel like that's what it needs. Yeah, it's hard to teach sometimes because it's just doing it and years of experience. You know, staying with something, and it's kind of like, how do you explain to just do something that feels a certain way? See, I felt like that needed that. Now there's some trees in the background here. I feel like I want to hint just a little bit along the edge here. I don't know. I don't know if that's too distracting or not. I'm going to do it on the other side too. See, what you get if you work in an all-over approach to some degree, you get a little bit of unified colors. You know, actually, my cousin's husband laughed at me one time years ago, and good-natured. He was trying to teach me a little bit about oil painting at the time, and he was at the house for some framing or something, and he's like, why did you finish off that whole section before anything else in the painting? He's like, that must be a watercolor thing. And I said, well, but actually that principle changed my approach even with watercolor eventually. I did tend to work on one section at a time. And with watercolor, since I don't do a lot of mixing of thick paints, where it's more like glazing of pure color from the tube, so I can sort of finish off areas at a time and still go back with the same color scheme. But okay, so see, I think that helped that. What I'm seeing here, now I'm painting longer than I planned. I was going to kind of put this at a stopping point, but okay. I feel like now I want to get some of this pure, I'm going to mix some burnt sienna with some brown. It makes like a rich kind of chestnut color. I like that. I feel like I could maybe get some of that in some places here. I don't know. But what I really want to do is maybe just hint at it somehow. I don't know. These are not perfectly shaped leaves by any chance. Yeah, when you look at leaves on the ground, don't they all just kind of blend together unless you're really studying? It's just like a mash of an impression of stuff on the ground. I'm probably stating the obvious here. I'm just kind of thinking out loud as I'm painting. Talking to myself about it. I'm going to stand back. Sometimes it helps to stand back and look at something for reference and everything. So I'm kind of getting more of the warm colors into the foreground, the dog, and the background. And I don't want to do much on this tree. I would say this tree is almost gray. Like, I would be tempted to go again with a layer of black, white, and blue mixed together, like some kind of cool gray onto it, because it really kind of is about the juxtaposition of colors and impressions of colors. Oh dear. This is starting to kind of make me feel like I want to finish this up and get outside again and do something else for a little while. Think about this.
Never again will such a night be as when death and the maiden danced in the sea.
Having a little water handy might have helped this process, but I'm not watering it, which might be better because this is being done on glass. So,
You fell in my arms with a lady's finesse. Then ran your cold steel from my forehead to chin, and said to me softly, I'll see you again. She touched her hand to the scar on his face.
Okay, so I have not used up the white on my palette.
And for a second it faded, leaving no
Let's see here. I'm gonna mix.
Then she kissed him one
So I hate
time
wasting
like her
paint too,
lips
so
were red.
I'm gonna show you what I do with extra paint.
Then slipped from
bit of
his
warm
grasp
color
like water through sand.
Well, it's very similar to that. Maybe I need some of this. Let me try. What's this going to do? Oh dear, I have 5% charge here. Okay, so now I've got a mix that has a hint of this phthalo green in it. I don't know. I just feel like, ooh, I want to put that somewhere in this for kind of some highlights.
But one night a youth, Jenny dances her love.
think I'm going to have to end this and charge, and I'll come back to this later. Hey, I'm back. I've got 9% charge now, but I just didn't want to deprive my watchers of watching this wonderful white going on, because this makes me feel good. It's like when you paint, and I like this song and the rhythm of it. So when I do caricature work or even other painting with hair, fur, you know, one time I read or picked up somewhere that, you know, kind of feel it, like you're combing the fur, you're touching it, you know, it's kind of like a rhythm, and actually painting water too. My cousin's son William told me that one time. He was helping me with a mural that had water in it, and at the time, this is probably back in 2007. I was in a doctor's office, and you know, I wasn't very good at handling acrylic paint at that time, and especially water, and that's kind of their expertise, painting water on the Chesapeake Bay. So that was kind of cool. But it's the same with the rhythm of the water and the waves. It's a little bit, I guess, intuitive, and I can't say that I'm still like really good at painting water or fur, but it's kind of fun. You know, if I find music for things like that really helps in the process. Because, you know, you just kind of want to not feel too tense about it. So I'm going to get some very light blue again, almost like a sky blue. See that in the photo? You know, for the whites, just kind of, I don't know, just, that's a little too blue. Boy, I feel like Bob Ross here. To a degree. This is why I'm not a vocal singer. I can hum. Age only makes it worse. It's not quite right. With the paint, get some brown. Eye area. Patch of color, the shape of that's kind of important. Okay, I need to get back to the white here. So where was I? Getting some little light blue. Boy, when I get some money ahead, I want to tip me Mary, because I think YouTube allows me to have music in a background that's copyrighted. You just can't monetize it on YouTube. But hopefully people will go and check out her work, because she's just amazing. I just really love her as a musical artist. So I tend to put Spotify on, and it'll just play songs in loop or whatever. So I need more. I feel like I need some purple on my palette right now and some black that I'll get in a minute. I know. Okay, so when I was looking at this, I was thinking, I want to take this light phthalo green. I should put the cap back on that. I feel like I just want to, well, I'm going to put a little bit of this green, 5% charge again. I want to put a little bit of this green in here, just as some tones. But I also want to put it on the edge of this tree. And, you know, I'm trying to get a sense of the textured bark here. I don't know what kind of tree this is, but, you know, just this random kind of pattern texture. Like along here, I just kind of want to, on this side there, like, I don't know where the sunlight's really coming from in this photo, but I'm just going to, for the sake of this painting, I'm just going to kind of put it like that. It's kind of coming from both ways. I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of that green, because I like that green. Okay, I'm just going to texturize it just here and there. I'm kind of getting really loose here, because to be honest, I'm a little impatient with this. I don't want to spend forever on this piece. They don't expect me to. It's just a simple gift. So now I'm getting a little bit of a dry brush look here, which is kind of good. Probably ideally should be getting a different brush here than this like round brush that I could, you know, instead be using a flat brush or different things for different effects. And, you know, if this was a commission piece, I might do that. But I think this is giving me an experience with this. I'm going to have to hit that with something else. I'm going to pause this video again, and when I come back later, I'm going to get some black and purple. Break. Okay, I'm back here. I've been outside doing some more stuff with the Quickcrete project, but what I've done here is put some black on a piece of scrap glass. I get a lot of scrap glass when I do custom framing. And so I have a piece of scrap wood from some things I've been doing. Oh, I love this song. So this extra paint, it's going to dry up, but I don't want to waste it. So what I often do is just take the leftover and I cover this bare wood like this, because I have crackle medium. Here, I'll show you what I'm doing here. Like, so you put a layer of paint down, you let it dry, and then you take this crackle medium. I get this at Lowe's, but there's different makers. You just put this on. It's a clear glaze, and when it dries, then you can apply a top coat over it, and you can get effects like, you see this scrap of wood here, see the crackle finish? I did that as a base coat, and this way I use up expensive paints that are left over on my palette. I really don't care what the first coat is, because that's the crackle that shows through. So over here I have some that are kind of in process that I've done. This I've put like top coats on, and if I get time and want a break, you know, I can just calligraphy some little word or something on it, and you know, I get a lot of wood scrap from the things I've been doing around here. So, I tried to call the vendor in Alabama, Cash Molding, and they've closed already. It's a Friday, I forgot. I lost track of the time. Trying to get their help in snippets because I know they're busy. But anyway, this is how I get these things that I just sell pretty cheaply, you know. You know, people like whimsical things, just with words. And of course, I've scanned these things like this. So, one day at a time. This was from just a little piece that I did. And I scanned it, and I've made cards from it. And I've sold some of the cards on Etsy and different things. And, you know, so then I try to clearance these little originals. And it gives me a little bit cash flow back to help keep going forward with all these one-time things and expenses I've had here. I love this one, Grow. And when I was in Alabama, I thought these were so cute. I bought them one time at Hobby Lobby. They're just little miniature canvases, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll do something with them someday. And I finally, like about a year ago, I had a triangle piece of wood left over, and I put the word grow on it, and then faith, hope, love. I thought that was a cute set. If I had room in my own house for more artwork, I'd put that up, but I would love to sell that. Anyway, I got this years ago. Well, not years ago. Yeah, actually I had it in Delaware before I moved. I got it at an Amish store in Lancaster one time. I just thought it was funny. It's a little sexist, but anyway, so back to, I've got this piece, collage type thing with leftover and other dried flowers, gardenias and things I had collected. Actually, these gardenias were from a friend's garden in Alabama. She had a bunch of them, and sometimes in bridal bouquets, like the gardenias don't ship too well, and I would have to pay to replace them, or the bride would. And when she had them in bloom, I dried a bunch of them, but they're starting to antique out. I thought they'd work well in that piece, which was something I kind of did from, I had this, I don't know, it was some kind of painting that was in a frame from Goodwill, and I just revamped it. I really enjoy repurposing things. So anyway, back to this. So what I'm doing here, I'm getting ready. I'm using up this leftover paint first. Before I go back outside, I can at least cover the top of this wood with this and use it up. And, you know, I had a lot of old paints from over the years. Craft paints, different paints that I have put into some of those pre-made things. Okay. So I've got that kind of utilized. Looks like a lump of paint here. I'm just going to put it down there. Okay, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it into my handy duty box of trash. I wonder what would happen if I put those in a pillowcase, smashed them with a hammer, and got scraps of glass that had paint colors on it and somehow put them together. I don't know, that would be interesting. People do like abstract things. I think I'm going to try that. So I've got this, and I'm thinking on the back of this glass, you see, I think this is kind of dry. It's a little tacky. Probably dry enough that, you know what, rather than turning it over, I think what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to prop it here so I can cover the back of it with some black. And you can see how I have so many things in progress that I need all kinds of surfaces. Like, what I do is not something that would easily be done on a kitchen table where you just kind of get it out and then put it away for the night, you know. I tend to have multiple things going on at once. And of course I have my office that's inside the house where my computer is, and where I do watercolors, which are more sensitive to moisture and all kinds of things. And, you know, especially in the winter months, it's just not something I would do out here. This building is more for framing and garden stuff and canvas painting. I like this song too. So what I'm doing, see, there's paint on the back of this that I kind of had reversed the printout of this photo that I sized in Photoshop, and I used it as a guide. So what I'm doing here is just covering the back with some black, because I think that's going to enhance the front of it. You know, it's just making it opaque, you know, because this is glass, and, you know, obviously you can see through it. It reflects some light, so I'm just taking care of this like that. This got chipped a little bit somehow. Okay, so if I turn this around to look at it, so probably, you're not going to see for sure, but when this dries, I think it's going to make whatever is showing through on the other side, here and there, little bits and pieces that I have not covered today with my paint. I think it's gonna make this better. So I've got a little black on my hands. And so, you know what I think I should do here? I've got a little bit of black left. I bet I could just add a little bit to this, and while I've got this out, just put a little bit more black with it and get the sides of this wood. Okay, so I need both hands for this, but you see, I'm gonna go around the edge of this, and then I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna charge up a little bit more. You can imagine, I'm just gonna go around the sides of this and then go wash my brush off in the house where the water is, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. And we're going on to the next thing, which seems to be eating a few chocolates here. So, I've got a little bit more charge now, and I not only covered the sides of this, but I stroked a little bit on top. I got a little bit more black out, because then I had too much black, and some of it was going to waste. I added just a little bit more and did this. So sometimes, you know, I spend a lot of time here in solitude, working all day long, on and off like this, and, you know, to be honest, sometimes I amuse myself with thoughts like, one of my favorite musings is, what is normal, right? Hold on. I better close this door so that I don't wear my battery down. That'd be bad. So, in the past 20 minutes, I went inside and I washed off the brush with the black paint. And I had some pizza left over from yesterday, so I microwaved 2 slices. And you're going to laugh, maybe, if you're watching this. I came out here and leisurely enjoyed picking some dandelion heads and actually tasting the green leaves while I'm eating my pizza. And, you know, because I actually do enjoy making some of my own wines just from juice or fruit, and you know, it's not necessarily as good as a Merlot or whatever, but you know, it's a little fun, a little unique. You know, I don't even follow recipes because basically, you know, I have wine yeast and you know, basically it wants to feed on sugar, and I just estimate things, the principle of it. So I know that the dandelion wine recipe I saw last year had orange juice and lemon in it, citrus. So I think I bought some orange juice and some lemon juice, and I think I'm just going to put some dandelions with some of that in my crock pot and simmer it and just see what happens. But anyway, I don't know. Is this normal? I mean, some people would think it's Friday afternoon, like 5:30, right? It would be normal to go somewhere for a happy hour, or it might be normal to heat up pizza and sit in front of the TV and watch someone on TV making dandelion wine, but I suppose it stretches some people's understandings. I'm having fun here. I mean, this is relaxing. I got music and I don't know, just a little break here. Now if I did this every day, that might be a little unusual. I like variety. This is a little fun. And I think I need to get my weed whacker out in this section too before the day's over. It's beautiful today, just so beautiful. And I'm listening to one of my favorite bluegrass artists, Mean Mary James, singing a Christmas song. It's rotating in Spotify. Oh dear. This is my spinach coming up. So anyway, what I was about to do before I get back in there to hopefully finish this dog portrait by the end of the evening is I'll keep piddling away at this. You know, I do a little bit of this and that. So that was a nice break. So I'm going to go turn my hose on again. The best days for me are when I can do my art and be outdoors. And I'm so glad it's warming up. So there's a saying, art is what artists do. And I love that saying because most artists are a little weird. So these are my raspberries. They're blooming. I can't wait. I hope these are mostly second-year canes that will produce berries. I lost track of it as I was spreading them out last year. Getting these established. This is a dandelion here. Let's pull it up. Okay, so I've got the hose on. Oh, isn't it so pretty? Yellow. Yellows. That'd be an interesting painting. Simply no time to do all the ideas that artists get. So, okay, so I'm trying to do as much as I can today because I'm going to be gone in Newark this weekend. I have a 3-hour caricature job at the University of Delaware Trabant Center from 8 till 11 tomorrow night. And I think I'll spend the night with a friend and her husband and visit and probably go to New York Church of Christ in the morning, and then I'm planning to head to my son Zach's from there because he's about an hour from Newark, and he said I could come help him do some planting. It'll be nice to see him. He's very busy, but as he should be. He's almost 33 years old. So what I'm thinking here, I took those extra bags of Quikrete and poured them out. I'm just going to wet it. I'm kind of thinking I could maybe just get a few more bags of Quikrete and see if I could actually this road. I love being in a rural area, but close enough to traffic. So, okay, this thing's caught on my cinder blocks here. Okay, got it. So I have looked on Facebook Marketplace in the evenings. I kind of relax and from the TV, kind of look at my phone and stuff. And always browsing Facebook Marketplace when I need something amazing, things people give away for free, which is really a blessing. So I think I saw someone was selling some water lilies. I'd have to read more how those grow. I think they have those at Longwood Gardens and in this zone, obviously. Kind of wondering. Oh, I love this song. I think this was on earlier during this video series. How Quikrete holds up over time. I think without foot traffic on it, it probably would hold water instead of like getting a little pond liner. I bet there's some kind of like pool paint or something like, or aquatic boat paint that I could maybe paint the bottom green or something. I don't know. Some of it might show through. In Alabama, we had a little pond area that the former owner had made, and I tried to clean it out. I had the pump going at one point. We had some goldfish. I think that's when Nick was living with us. I think it was 2016. And that was kind of cool. I mean, when I relocated back here, I thought, I just want to regain my life, my family, my home, just a lot. But, thankfully, I have one of my friends said I have a pretty high capacity for work and many things and endurance, and a lot of these things are kind of one-time things that I'm doing that serve a purpose. I mean this is partly cosmetic, but it's probably a cheaper fix than hiring a professional. And having a ditch there that can tear up your tires or visitors that might drive back. I filled some of this in last year with random rocks and then Quikrete. I don't know. Someday I think getting, if I ever get situated better, getting some gravel would help again. But in the meantime, I can here and there put a bag of Quikrete at it. But this This is obviously, the seller was trying to deal with it with, there was some kind of pipe, I think, that ran under, but it was just not helping. Anyway, I enjoy problem solving. I mean, sometimes people like do crossword puzzles and Wordle games and all kinds of stuff. I like hands-on problem solving, and you know, I'm no engineer, I'm an artist, so of course I come up with unique creative solutions, but I'm a little proud of this. I joke, water mitigation, right? I wear a lot of different hats here, which I enjoy. So, let's see here. Oh, goodness. Oh, left a footprint. I'm going to just hose this a little bit more. I don't think you can get too much water on Quikrete, because I imagine sometimes there's still powdery left underneath it all. You know, you think it's saturated, but you just really have to saturate. Okay, let's see here. I'm looking forward to this weekend. I mean, yesterday was a little personally rough for me. You know, just processing some stuff. Kind of took a self-care day. Stayed off Facebook. And it rained yesterday, so really thankful for the warm weather here. It's beautiful. Now, so yeah, there's concrete a little bit in here. So this is the lowest spot, obviously. So there's not a lot of concrete there. I guess when it all dries and hardens, I'll find out. I'm thinking, I don't know, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I bet 6 more 60-pound bags would get this. Like right across here, and just leave it open. Let the water like kind of drain here. It's kind of funny because last summer my son was here and some other people, and they had moved some of these. I think some of these blocks. This one came from out back. The seller had it, and we relocated it, and I think there was some disagreement about whether to put Quikrete and whatever, and I don't know. You know, everyone tries to problem solve what would make this better, but you know, I really thought that the Quikrete was the way to go. Let's build a little dam here, you know. And sure, like water's gonna run under the ground. I'm sure the groundwater. I mean, nothing's going to stop that. But you know, I'm a little pleased with this. It is filling up. Who knows if in a heavy snowstorm, my concern is how this will hold up over time. I certainly don't want it to break down too quickly. Wow. I love here when in the fall, when the combines, the huge equipment drive by, it just makes me feel like I'm in a really natural, peaceful setting to live the rest of my life and retire in and rebuild my life and business as best as possible. And this time of year, there's smaller farm equipment I saw drive by, so. Okay, so I'm kind of narrating this, being a little Bob Ross-like here, but filling it with other stuff. Yeah, art is what artists do. Pretty red bud there. Okay, so I think I've saturated this pretty well, and I've planted some seed heads in here, some marigolds that I picked actually last year, so I think I'll go turn the hose off and day be filled with the love, joy, and peace of God. Thank you. A money box here for my produce. This takes a lot of work. Please like for updates. I'm growing fresh produce. And I just try to think through all this. So, okay, so we're going back in here. Oh, I love scallions. I need to plant these somewhere. It's a favorite my dad and I used to plant when I was a kid and dip them in salt. Okay, so these are some marigold seed heads from last year and zinnias. So, oh boy. I've had this thing for years, which is fun. I used to teach art, and we had that as a drawing reference. Okay, so back to this. That's still a little wet, so I think I'm going to end this section here and go work on something else for a bit. Okay, I'm back. It's about 6:30 here, and I'm going to show you what I've been doing. And it's getting a little dim in here, so I'm going to turn some of my studio lights on because I'm going to be in and out of here for the next few hours. So, oh goodness. So what I have right now is this crackle glaze. I think the next thing I should do, while this is drying more, certainly don't want to turn it upside down on paper or my surface and have it stick to anything. So I'm really kind of a sequential person, and there's a rhythm that I get of a flow within a day. So I think the next thing logical for me to do is just apply this stuff. I think it kind of works better when it's thick and gooky, but it's a little unpredictable, the crackle results. I guess depending on the kind of surface you're putting it on. But, so, I'm just going to go ahead and cover that. But, in the meantime, I was doing some stuff outside and downstairs in this building, and I'll show you. For those who are really interested in watching to this point, I have no idea who would watch this through, but maybe someone would get bored enough or intrigued enough, I suppose, would watch something. Anyway, I'm just experimenting with new means of communication because I often like to take pictures from through my day, but then there's the wordiness, the narration, who's going to read all that on social media or even a blog, but maybe someone would enjoy putting on some Day with Eileen videos, on a Friday or Saturday night and just relax, and who knows. Anyway, this is covered, and somehow that brush I had, the black brush that I washed out, I have laid it somewhere, and I can't find it offhand, but I really should, I'm going to carry this with me, because after I go downstairs and show some stuff outside and whatnot, I really should go wash this before it hardens and I lose, the cost of a paintbrush. So, okay, so I'm going to Newark this weekend, and then to my son's. There's a chance I might even spend Sunday night into Monday. I don't know, at Zach's. So I've got these little baby chicks, and I've got to make sure that they're well prepared. So thankfully, some of the things I've done last year are one-time things. Last year when I was building the coop, I just couldn't do it quick enough. My little chicks, I got 17 last year. I have 13 hens from that, and the 4 roosters I gave away. But they were growing so fast last year that they outgrew this cage, and I think I had another pet cage that I put a little chicken wire over so they couldn't squeeze out through the holes, you know, as peeps. But there were so many that I remember one night I was out here and I just quickly constructed this to hold them, and I gotta find something to put on top as a little roof. I don't think they can fly and get out of this right now. But, you know, I put some shavings in it. I got this back out. I put the rest of the bag of food. I mean, there's no way they're going to eat all that like during the time I'm gone. And, of course, I'm going to make sure that they can hop over and into this too. I mean, they hop on it anyway. Whether, you know, I don't know. This is a feeder. I can't seem to find my water bottle that automatically feeds from last year. Maybe it got broken. There was another one that Lucy and I had, but it broke too with a nipple on it. I've got to find something that will hold plenty of water for them. That, you know, of course, chicks can drown in water, but I think they're big enough that they're not going to drown in water at this point. So I did move the little light, you know, the warming light a little higher, and I found a place to clip it on. I'm always worried about fire hazards and stuff, and I didn't want it touching wood or anything. And there was one little place in the wire that looks like last year I must have clipped it. Maybe I put the light on that or something. I didn't want them to escape. So I just stuck a little Tupperware lid in there. I really don't think they would get out. And I'm going to be closing this door anyway. But this room here, there's a drain in the floor. This is in the basement of the building. And the seller had this for a, I guess it's called an abattoir, like a butchering. You know, he had a chain and he would hang deer and butcher them in this room. And of course I have rigged last year like a hose from outside. I can get water in here, and just like he could, he had a hose, a shorter hose. But, you know, I can rinse here. You know, I had hoped that I could kind of do some greenhouse things in here. The temperature is a problem, and the lighting is mediocre different times of day. But I think I could probably grow mums in here during the summer when it's hot and have them ready for fall. And here, this is kind of funny. All my beans went to seed last year. It's a long story. I didn't like to tell many people on Facebook, but I did get a virus last August for the first 2 weeks, and then it took me 3 more weeks to recover fully from this virus. So anyway, that was a little worrisome, and I was glad for friends that were checking on me, but you know, it was uncomfortable. But anyway, so all my beans were ripening and my zucchini and everything from my produce stand during August last year. So my son had said, you know, he said, just let them go to seed and then you can, like, you know, have dried beans. But that's a lot of work to make like, you know, like a bean soup or something. But what I was trying to do is to get the seeds out of those. And, you know, I was working on it here and there on a Friday night during the winter. But, you know, you can plant these. Kind of interesting. Not that I don't have enough bean seeds, so I'll probably, you know, just to get my beans planted quickly, I'll do that soon and just maybe piddle with this. That would make great kindling. But anyway, just giving you a window into my days here. So, chickies, I'm going to be back. We'll transfer you later, and I've got to find something better to hold water for them. I'm wondering if I put it like a brick or something and raise it up a little bit. I don't know. I gotta think about that. Anyway, so, you know, I was was outside here. I had gone into my shed looking for, you know, this plastic thing that I thought I had that was smaller, like a water feeder, but I can't seem to find it. But yeah, this is the back of the building. So, so that's my berries out there and my apple trees. Got grapes down there. So my chicken thing, I kind of went over here to take a look to see what was out here. So this extra thing, I don't think, well, you know, I might be able to, that's not going to slowly drip the water. That's a feeder. I don't know. I might use that. Clean it up. Maybe put a few things. I might get my neighbor to just make sure they have enough water while I'm gone. That's really important for chicks. So, yeah. So many things in progress here. It's in my shed. Yeah, it was just, you know, I go around, I start tidying up a few things at a time, and yeah, this is where I keep the chicken feed, and did not find the red plastic feeder and the water thing in there. So here's my chicken coop. Hey girls. Oh, wow. I need some more water again. They got food. Huh. Oh, now they're enjoying this box here. Anyway, so I suppose next I should go in and wash this brush inside. So some of you are probably wondering, aren't you tired? Well, of course I'm tired. You know, it's 6:30 here, and maybe soon I'll call my Alabama neighbor Helen, see how she's been doing today. I would love to take the weed whacker here. But yeah, you know, it's not that I want to work 12, 10-hour days like this on and off for years. It's just that it's what the situation seems to require of me right now. And it's a bit overwhelming, but, you know, one step at a time. So I did take the weed eater. I worked around here. I got this done. Put my little thing of dandelions here so I don't forget about them. So my battery is charging now. You know, I just can't run a gas weed eater. They're too heavy and whatnot. So so I've got that charging. It's funny, I use my driving glasses to protect myself from the weed eater. I did have something hit my eye last summer. It did sting, you know, so I've got some herbs I'm trying to get going in an herb garden. Got some yarrow here coming up. Oh boy. So yeah, I'm tired, but you know, I want to get the bulk of this done before I go to Newark, and I think I'm just gonna, you know, do some things in the morning and just go straight to my friends for dinner. I'll probably take a nap, and then my job is 8 to 11 at night. So anyway, I'm gonna wash this brush and end this segment, and I'll be back later when I'm painting on the dog, because I would love to finish that tonight. Well, I'm back here. I'm going to use the big 5-gallon, no, that can't be 5 gallons, whatever it is, 3 gallons, from the big chickens. I'm going to give them a different container for water while I'm gone. They have a couple things out there, so I'm filling it right now with this hose that's in this area. And hey chickies, pretty soon we can switch you over. And I was just talking to my neighbor from Alabama, Helen, Miss Helen on the phone, and she's having a really good day. She sounds so much better than some days. When you get older, you have your good days and your not so good days. Okay, so this is almost full. And then, this just drip down, and I think the chicks will be good with this, and I'll switch them over later. So, yeah, I'm just going to head out again, but pretty soon I'm going to get back to working on that little painting. Okay, so what I did, I was talking to Helen, I checked on this. It's still just a little tacky. I'm going to let it dry. I think the only thing I'm going to do yet tonight is get another piece of glass and put it on top and do some outlining, because that'll really make it pop. See, painting in the black on the background, I do think that some of these spots, it has enhanced what's showing through. And, oh, I'm out of breath. I think that putting a second layer of glass and then a third, and painting in layers is going to increase the three-dimensional look. And I am kind of out of glass here. I have to get some more in bulk of that size, but I think I can scrounge up a piece the right size in a bit. Oh, goodness. So, yeah, I just moved these little pieces over here to dry, and I think they're so you can see how glossy they are from that crackle medium. They need to be good and dry before I put the top coat. And it's really interesting when you just put a top coat of paint. As it dries, it just crackles up in all these random patterns. It's really fun to do. It's going on almost 7:20 here, and I do need to go get my blood pressure medicine filled before 8:30 tonight, and probably go to Tractor Supply and get some more chicken food. Kind of don't want to do that tomorrow before I have to drive to Delaware. So as you see, like, you know, days are long, and I think I'm going to get to a stopping point here. There's no way I'm going to finish. Oh, here's a 16 by 20 piece of glass. It's kind of gunky. I think I was using it for something that has some residue on. I bet I could clean it. But, you know, many days I have big aims that I'll finish this and that, and, you know, everything always takes longer than you think. Huh, that's a little bit bigger than 16 by 20. I'm going to have to cut that down. Actually, goodness, is this not 16 by 20? Ah, wow. I remember I was having trouble cutting this, and it was a scrap, and I made it an odd size. Well, I can work with that. I bet it's 15 by 19. Yeah, I had to trim a little bit off of it. Huh. I have to keep that in mind. Might even be able to put a little mat around it, or, oh, I know. On the top piece of glass, I could paint like a little decorative edge. That would be interesting. I really wanted it to be a piece on glass and not to have matting or anything on it. So, well, let's see, what shall I do next? I think I'm a little bit of water here. Well, so when Lucy was here visiting, she helped kind of finish off this edging with, I had these carpet squares left over from what I did in here. When I first moved here, I found those at a good price on Facebook Marketplace, but, you know, I had to reconstruct my frame corner wall. You know, these samples have Velcro on them. Now this is coming off. I'm going to have to put some more glue on that. But yeah, I had some left over, and I thought it would be good to maybe put them down here, use them up. I need to get a metal strip for here because I wouldn't want someone to kind of catch and trip on that. Eventually, I'm thinking if I can pick some more of these up, I could finish this area off. I suppose when it snows, I have ceramic tile, but I think that might be slippery to put in here. You know, I had gotten some free ceramic tiles that someone pulled up, like quite a bit of them that were full squares, but, you know, I keep my snow shovels here, and I think having carpet would be nice in this area. But Lucy was helping me. I kind of constructed this and repainted it. I just got these lights because there's just not enough light in here. I don't know. I feel like, you know, my son's friend, he helped me with some stuff. I just feel like it's still not bright enough, so I want to get these clipped on somehow that I can have some brighter lights. And then, of course, this is supposed to be, let's see here, I'm always thinking how to display things, and of course I need to get people in eventually, but, you know, 8x10 matted pieces could go in here, and, you know, I really don't like to make a lot of prints ahead of time anymore. It's just too much materials, but so I just sell as needed on Etsy. But, you know, I do have some of these left from many years ago, and it's nice to put a few little things out like that, display. Yeah, so what am I going to do for the rest of the night? This is like display wall with bridal bouquet samples and calligraphy pieces. I've always displayed in my studio examples, you know, if brides come in and they can kind of see all the different things I do. These are caricature things I've done in the past and samples that I keep. And of course in here, you know, I have prints of pieces I've done before. This is an original watercolor. Yeah, so, you know, I think that videos, really, narrated videos, can give a better sense of what I'm kind of dealing with here and working on than a lot of words that need to be read. I mean, hearing someone's voice and seeing things more in perspective rather than still shots is, I think it's helpful. So this is the frame I got at Goodwill that I'm going to put on that piece for my cousin. Yeah, so this week I had some friends come from Delaware that graciously helped me for about 4.5 hours. We started trying to organize and go through these and clear out things that have been discontinued or just priced up so much that I just don't want to even offer them. The next step will be to organize what's on the wall into color groups remaining so that I can maybe clean this area up, take some nice photos, and make a Facebook page for local artists and custom framing for this area. Yet another business page to try to, you know, I really don't want people coming in here like advertising custom framing when a lot of these have been discontinued, right? I mean, they were just all packed up pretty quickly when I left Alabama, and you know, many of these I brought from Delaware, from my studio there. So yeah, these are the ones that are discontinued, and yeah, I hope to kind of figure out what to do with these while I'm kind of in this mode of tackling this project. So anyway, that's about all for now, and I'm going to take a break on the video, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Just with a little update on what I'm doing here tonight. I decided to kind of switch my plan, and sometimes I do that. I get to thinking about what makes the most sense, and I can go get my blood pressure medicine and the chicken food in the morning. Oftentimes I like to keep going in a certain direction, my flow. So I've been out here doing a bit of weed whacking and starting to load up my van, clean it out, get my caricature stuff in it, and especially my lights, because as a caricature artist, sometimes I don't think to bring my lights for an evening job, and just in case the Trabant Center event is not well lit, I've got that in the van, and I've been, I don't know, it's kind of relaxing. I was chopping down some of the weeds that are coming up between these mounds that have some mustard greens and stuff planted in them. Eventually they're going to be for zucchini and that kind of thing. So I've just been, you know, kind of tidying up out here, taking care of some trash, charging up this, and I know I have another charger in the basement, and I love it at night here. About a half hour ago, I really heard the birds. I mean, the birds are just always singing here. You can hear it. They're loud in the mornings and at dusk. It's really beautiful. Oh dear, I've got a rock in my shoe or something. Okay, so this is typical of some of my evening routine. I have hosed this out. The chickens in here have some other water for tonight. I'm going to switch and give them some other containers while I'm gone. So I'm going to turn this out. Close this up. Ha! My caricature sign came from Alabama. I thought that was a fun place to stick it. I took that with me. There was an extra toilet being replaced here when I moved. I thought, that's fun. I'm going to plant some flowers in it again. Looks like the seat's splitting apart. Oh, my eggs. Almost forgot those. I'll just take them with me in here. So, yeah, so this is nice at night. So in the meantime, I think I'm going to try to push myself and see if I might make some more progress on the dog portrait yet tonight. Oh. So I think I locked this from the inside. I didn't know I'd be coming back in this way. Yep, so this is why I carry my many keys around. It's funny, I make jokes on social media about losing my keys all the time, and of course I have this key locator thing on the back of my cell phone and on this. But yeah, the best way for me not to lose my keys is to wear them on my belt loop, because I'm always like in and out of all different doors. So I'm just going to bring these in. Oh dear. Yes, I'm getting a little bit ready to relax in front of the TV or something. I'm just going to set those there and then go ahead and lock this back up. I think. See, I try to be efficient with my coming and goings. I think I have another charger in here somewhere, but I don't know where it is. Anyway, I was helping some friends do a yard sale recently, and I do need to clear this stuff out. But, okay, so this is what I'm thinking here. I have these, which, I don't know if they'd make a good top. Nah, hit the glass. I'm just thinking out loud here. I think I might take one of these in to this new little pen for the chicks. I'm just looking for something other than pieces of cardboard that would make a little roof on this. So I did move them. They were a little, I guess, surprised to be in a new little area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sadly, we had 8. Sadly, one of them died 2 days later, and it was sad finding it the next morning, but I think sometimes they're just not always healthy when you get them from Tractor Supply. So the others are starting to get their little feathers. So they have plenty of water. I'm just wondering, while I'm gone, if they can get into this for food. I wonder if something like this would be better. I think it would. It's a little dusty. Oh, really hurt them. So, I think that's better than like a runway of food. They definitely can access this. I mean, they may end up making a little mess, but they'll be okay. And it's mixed with a little bit of rock. They told me at Tractor Supply that they needed this, these little fine pebbles to, develop their chick grit. Birds need to develop their digestion. I was not told that last year, so I don't know if I should put this on the top. I'm a little hesitant about this glass. Probably not a good idea. I'm just going to prop it here, and I'm going to sweep this up later or tomorrow. I really kind of think they're not going to be able to fly out of here. Not yet. And they've got some heat coming from this to keep them warm. And I think it is kind of making this wood warm. It makes me a little nervous. I'm going to lower it just a little bit. Oh, dear. These things are so finicky. Well, so I'll check. So now it's, it's away from this wood because it actually was getting warm. I really do obsess a little bit about fire hazards, but I think probably in another week or so they're not even going to need this light. Hey, chickies. Peep, 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 peep. Ah, that's food. Yes, it is. Okay, so, I don't know if they need a top on this or what I can use. I should think about it. Oh, there they go. There they go. See, if I put it in a feeder like that, they're going to step in it anyway. I mean, I don't know. Chickens are not the cleanest animal, I suppose. But they got some food. I'll see what they do with this. I'm going to kind of test this overnight, see if they're all still in their pen in the morning. Otherwise, I guess I'm going to be hunting for them in this room, hunting around to... Now, this extension cord, it does run up. See, through there's a hole into the second floor where my framing area is, and I have a power strip where I can turn it on and off. Like, I could get the overhead light in here if I wanted that, but I don't need that tonight, so I'm going to close that door up. And, yeah, so... I guess I'm not going to need to come back down here anymore tonight. This is kind of my routine each day. I'm in and out of the building, and of course this is the building where the wood stove is, and I have had such issues really getting that to heat up into the upper area. I think it needs a blower on it before next year. These glass doors I picked up for free. Someone was giving them away. I'm waiting. I have a customer who wants some type of unique project on glass, like over her queen-size bed. Anyway, so that's something that I'm going to work on hopefully soon. And I picked this door up out of the tire store. They were throwing it out, and I have an idea. For this piece, I kind of saw when I was just waiting for my tires last fall, like a cross, and I thought, wouldn't it be neat if I could do like the Four Seasons and maybe like dogwoods kind of coming off this cross area, and little calligraphy, you know, to everything there is a season. I was working on it with that crackle paint over the winter, but you know, I got a lot of things that are in progress. We'll see when that gets finished. But of course, you know, finding the right person who really wants it and to know how to price something like that. I'm thinking by the time it's done, I don't know, maybe 150, 200, I don't know. Anyway, I think that I need to turn off the lights down here. Uh-oh. I can see here. I know what I'm doing. Got my eggs, and I think yep. Some of you are thinking, Eileen, don't do this alone, but I'm okay. I'm being very careful here. Yeah, got the light on. So, yeah. So this is my little shop area. Start now. Okay, so I'm going to break on this video and get my paint ready and do a little bit more on this piece tonight, and then, gosh, it's 8:35 already. I think I'm going to call it a night soon. Okay, I'm back here painting. I took a little time to do some finer work on the eyes, and I've started to kind of texturize and darken some areas, but you know, I just take random pieces of plastic from things, and I've got some dark purple, brown, and black on here, and I've got like 3 different brush sizes, and anyway, listening to my music again, and that really helps me when I paint certain kinds of things with the rhythm, and just you know, painting should be a relaxed process. So let's see, where was I? So what I'm trying to do right now is just get a little bit of some darks in. So I'm still listening to this artist that I like. Me, Mary James. She's great. And, let's see. I like to listen to all kinds of stuff. I can talk while I'm doing this. So, you know, so when I taught art and drawing, there's a great book called Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain. And basically the idea is that the left, this is why it's getting hard for me to talk while I'm working on this. You know, the left side of our brain is responsible for language, verbal. The right side, spatial, shapes, colors. And so really drawing and painting, it's more of a non-verbal process. You know, I'm kind of activating both sides of my brain right now to narrate this while I'm painting, which when I taught years ago, like from that book, I mean, the exercises, there's a book, it's by Betty Edwards, Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain. And in it, she teaches the component skills of drawing to adults that feel like they've never been able to draw a stick figure. And when they all go together, you know, it's a global skill that you never forget. It's like riding a bicycle or reading, you know. Reading is a global skill. You learn letters and then you learn sounds, and then eventually it kind of, there's a synthesis. I believe in that book they call it the Gestalt. I never knew for sure if I was pronouncing that right. It's kind of when everything all comes together. So a lot of the exercises we did were aimed to quiet the brain. You know, if you're trying to draw and paint and you're talking to yourself about it too much, like you're not looking with your eyes. So with that in mind, I'm going to be a little quiet here. I'm just going to... So as I paint, I'm making a lot of quick visual decisions here. Not really overthinking it. Trying to achieve what I suppose they call it a loose, more painterly style. It's different from illustration or the caricature work where, you know, I'm trying to be really precise to get someone's likeness. I don't know. I'm really having trouble here what I envisioned with these leaves. These look like oak leaves or something. What if I... might be able to start getting some of the hint of the actual shape in. loud. I really should have some burnt sienna. Hold on.
She wore a dress that Johnny bought. She wore it for the sun. The son, he wore a yellow spot, and Johnny wore a gun. The sheriff's son turned pale with fright. He turned tan and fled. Johnny's gun turned out his light and turned his yellow red. Running, but he's not a coward, always hiding from his crime, a step away from being devoured, just a victim of his time. Sirens screaming, guns blazing, and all the sheriff.
Doing a little bit of reverse shaping here, like the space in between the stems and the leaf. Like, it's hard to explain. Just kind of watch what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm not particular about washing my brush. I'm gonna I don't know if this is gonna work or not. Painting is not an exact science. Sometimes you surprise yourself at the end. And, this is why I find that, if I'm having a certain kind of day, I can't paint, like I have to be in a zone. And today was good. This kind of thing, you can't, it's not like washing your dishes, like there's little chance that you're going to mess up washing your dishes, right? Like, I guess someone might, but, gotta be in the zone to, days that are stressful in other ways, and I've had so many, it kind of delays my work productivity, my ability to shut out every other thing that is calling to me to be done, web design and clerical work, and, of course, planting things is very time sensitive, Seeds are so instructional from the Bible, the time of the harvest and the time of the, I'm just rambling here, you have to plant at the right time. You have to care for, tend at the right time, and harvest. And by the way, I started this around 8:30, and I was hearing farm equipment go by outside at dark, and I love that. I just love that idea that during this time of year, the farmers are working overtime to get their stuff planted. And actually, my son, he's needing to plant stuff. He told me if I want to come to his place on Sunday and just plant with him, I would love that. And actually, tomorrow I'm going to be packing up some of my seeds. I knew a woman in Alabama that lived in Athens that she was a interesting person. Met her at the Fiddlers Festival. She's in her 80s, and she works 10-hour days still out in the Alabama heat and sun. Beautiful yard, just like Longwood Gardens, and she harvests all her seeds. She's a widow. She's been a widow for a long time. Her name is Robbie Tucker. Anyway, at one point when I was in Delaware, I talked to Robbie on the phone. And I've talked to her a few times since, and I bought some Alabama plants and seeds from her. Actually, I have in here angel trumpet vine. So I took it in for the winter. See, down there they get big. I have read that in Philadelphia they have these on the streets. I'm hoping this will do better outside. But, of course, they need to take them in, because of the growing zone here. Oh, okay, so, I'm not sure about this. can be frustrating. I feel like I want to get some darks. I'm talking to myself as I paint for the video. Just, you know, thoughts are always going through our heads, you know. I'm thinking about the process here, trying to make this instructional, and I'm trying to accomplish my goal here too. Let's see here. I never really watched Bob Ross too much. I do know, like, the Happy Little Trees. He was so loved, and I do remember watching him a little bit when I was younger, but, you know, his style was, you know, a little formulated, but he was great for people that could learn in that way. You know, having studied an amount of art at the University of Delaware, I just never personally gravitated toward the Bob Ross, you know, I mean, yeah. But he certainly had a place of belovedness. Let's see here. I'm going to wipe the brush in my pants again, and I haven't even used this brush. This one here, I could use that. I don't. It's kind of the same as this one. I don't know. Decisions. So I feel like I want to get some more of this color in. I feel like that's going to make it kind of pop in the foreground here. Not really the exact shapes of these leaves, or especially the veins on them, like so. Yeah, I keep going here. Just, you know. I don't know. It's an impression of a leaf. Okay, so let's see. In this area here. Mix, purple, black, brown. I feel like I want to pull it off the side a little bit here with some dark. You know, the flow is important. Now I'm gonna make some kind of like wavy kind of finishing border on this eventually. It's hard to explain. You'll see. So, I guess during the pandemic, a lot of things have changed. I know for a while, like, some artists were teaching online. You know, I guess sometimes people say, you know, can you teach me? Do you want to teach? And honestly, I just can't do everything. Teaching would be cool. I do kind of want to do some like painting parties eventually in this space, but it's not ready. But you know, this is kind of possibly a medium, you know, a new medium of communications, like, you know, for a little bit of Day with Eileen, little art instruction, just whatever I'm working on, you know, because I do tend to kind of photograph anything anyway in progress, but for those that might actually enjoy like a video. So I'd love feedback on this if people are actually watching through to this, to the end. I like that leaf coming off. So I'm going to get some darker and kind of add some veins here. Okay, so I'm going to add libbing here. I'm just going to get some darks into this, to the shape around it.
He said, Jenny McKay, does it bring you joy?
Let's see.
To dance with the
I'm losing some of the other color I had under there, but I can always like put another layer of glass and bring it back. This is a little bit like watercolor process. One step forward, 2 steps back, or, well, acrylic. I don't know. I need to be quiet here. Just let my right brain work on this.
He said one fateful night off the coast of Brazil, the pirate ship met and came looking for
And one thing I find when I've done painting parties, see how much paint I'm loading on my brush. I mean, I know you kind of got to get the feel of it, but you know, I find that some people are really hesitant to use paint. They're very sparing. I guess it's understandable if they're not used to handling paint. They're a little hesitant, and you know, I know when I've tried painting parties before, I think it affects the time that it takes for someone to complete something if you keep dipping and dipping. But of course, you know, I'm getting a lot of textured, thick, loose effects, but that's fine, especially if you go to a painting party. Don't be afraid to use up some paint.
Never again will such a night be.
I'm liking this. I'm gonna put these leaves won't be identifiable necessarily on like plant identification site, or they're not probably structured perfectly, but so I might go into them a little bit more. Oak leaves, kind of. You see the shapes here. You know what an oak leaf looks like.
Then run your cold steel from my forehead to chin, and said to me softly, I'll see you again.
Okay, so what I want to do is kind of take this area and kind of come up.
She touched her hand to the scar on his face.
Come up.
And for a second it faded, leaving no trace.
It's like kind of where I'm departing from that.
Then she kissed him
a
one
bit.
time,
I just want
like her lips were
I just want to make those leaves kind of stand out a little bit.
Then slipped from his grasp.
Okay, so it's kind of looking like this. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, I don't like even numbers. I don't like symmetrical stuff when I'm working. I like it uneven. So 7 is a nice number. I feel like, okay, so we've got some burnt sienna in his bottom. I feel like there needs to be just one more leaf, like maybe etched out in this area. I don't know.
But one night Jenny dances her love.
It's a little decorative. They all look like they're kind of straight on, but that's okay. Leaves just so complicated. I mean, look at that. I mean, how would you paint and simplify that realistically? And is that the point? Like, do we want it to look exactly like the photo? There was a time I might have said, yeah, I want it like super realistic, but yeah, I don't know. I guess, and I have arthritis in my right hand. It's in my family. It's in the mornings. I can't even, seriously, I wake up in the mornings and see, right now I can close it. In the mornings, I cannot close my hand up. Like I have to get hot water, flex it. But that's a little disturbing for me as an artist. Actually, outdoor work is easier for me in some ways. I don't have the same tolerance for fine calligraphy work as I did even 10 years ago. But my point is, this kind of painting is looser for me, a looser style. So I wonder if that's why, as artists age, maybe their styles probably change for a lot of reasons, but I'm anticipating that I'm going to start getting looser in my work. Watercolor is a little bit more precise because I have more of an illustrative style. Okay, so I think tonight, it's about 9:21 here. What I feel like I want to do before I leave off on this, I feel like I want to go in here and do some stuff in the background. I kind of like this. I don't want to overwork it. I kind of like that, just as it is in the background. I think I'm going to leave that and not outline anything, because, that might compete. If I outline some of this tree bark, right, like in this photo, I feel like if I outlined this area, it's going to compete with that. And of course, I want the dog to stand out in the foreground, so I might want to be careful around here, like not outlining all the way up to him. I think his name's, I'm getting paint on my table here. Rebel. This is Rebel. Their other dog was Chief, and they had him for many years, and he passed away. So, okay. Let's see here. Is that too thick? I kind of feel like I think I want a smaller brush here. It's all bumped up, but this is a smaller pointed brush. Might be easier if I start up and go upward with it. My strokes, I don't know. This is hard coming down, that way. I feel like going upward has a better feel to me. Okay, so as I do this, I'm gonna like loosely kind of just scribble like I'm sketching. Actually, sometimes I talk aloud to myself a little bit as I'm painting, being alone here. I know I'm talking to myself. It just kind of helps with concentration. I don't answer myself. That's a joke, right? Okay, so... Oh, I don't know. This brush is smaller, but it's kind of like, it's not getting a thick kind of thing. I might go back to this larger brush. That's done it too. Well, you know what? I think I'll hit a few places in the middle here with a thicker one. exactly on this textured bark, but I'm going to go into the ribbon here. I think I'm going to have to be going over this with some more fine-tuned layers. But this painting on glass is a little exciting. But, you know, I'm going to have to take this to her in person. I just feel like if I ever did this for someone, I would be so nervous shipping it. I mean, UPS rarely has broken glass. I've shipped, I don't know now, like 20 or 30 years. Every once in a while I've had to put in a damage claim, but they're pretty good. I know how to pack them, but I tell you, like, my luck, I'd ship this to someone and it would be the piece that breaks. But for a local customer, or someone within driving distance, this would be a cool idea. I'm doing a little promo here, you know. I'm trying to make a living at this, so, you know, I'm always looking for work. But, you know, I like to do things that are really meaningful for people. You know, I'm sure as an artist, there are things I could limit myself to just make the highest dollar value. But these are, like, you know, cartoon drawings, like I'm going to do tomorrow. One every 5 minutes, you know, they'll probably end up someone's trash in another year or two for the most part, but maybe not, you know. But, you know, I really love the fine art, the illustration, the keepsake kind of things. So it really kind of floats my boat as an artist. Oh, goodness. Wow, so I'm feeling like this is a lot of competition of darks. There's going to have to be some lights back into this. It's just, I know that art language might not make sense to some people, but there's just some competition going on here that I'm not totally set on. Now, if this was on a canvas, I wouldn't have to worry too much, but, you know, I don't want to end up with 7 or 8 layers of glass here, although that might be very interesting. So my cousin, she paints beautiful house portraits and other wildlife on Christmas balls. Painted Christmas balls, they're so delicate. Now I have done an amount of that with portraits on Christmas balls, but I tell you, I have switched to using shatterproof balls because I had an unfortunate accident with one in Alabama. I took it out on the porch to photograph it in the sunlight, and it was a hard little portrait I had done of a little boy, and Landon, it said Landon, and I had bell bottoms on, jeans, and I somehow tripped on my bell bottoms when I walked in the door, and that Christmas ball went right on the ground and broke, and I repainted it. So I learned, I don't know, you know, having an original on glass, though, it's just so precious. It's like a family heirloom, but I tell you, Christmas balls are very hard for me because they're so tiny. You know, when you do a portrait and the eye is an inch wide and you're off by a 1/16 of an inch, it doesn't matter as much, but when you're doing an eye that's only, you know, not even a 1/4 inch wide, then it's just very delicate work. My eyes don't take it too well either. But anyway, people do love painting Christmas balls. If I get the orders like this time of year, it's less pressure than being asked to do that 2 weeks before Christmas. Okay, this tree and the texture, I might just put, I think I might just put a little bit more in here. You know, it might be an interesting effect to get this linear, but texture on the bark, like in layers too. You know, it might not make sense, but when I get to that part and you see, you'll know what I mean. Okay. This is gonna need some more work, but you know what? I do see one little area here. While I have this out, I'm going to try to get okay. So now, just like earlier, I have a bunch of paint here that I don't want to waste. So, I'm a little tired, but better do things the right way. Okay, so this is still drying. You know what I'm going to do here? I'm just going to bump this glass together. But, you know, I've already decided this particle board in here, I don't care if I get paint on it. I mean, what's the big deal, you know? 40 or 50 years from now, hopefully, when I can't paint anymore, maybe my studio will be like full of like paint on the floor. That came from painting my sign for Christmas greens. I think it's in here. Yeah. So kind of fell apart on the thing. I have to fix it. Pumpkins. Oh, I love this song. So anyway, what am I looking for here? Yeah, paint spots, but I don't know. I'm going to try and protect the floor a little bit. This on the glass. Take another piece of this. Getting tired. Let's see. Okay, so get another little something here. Oh wow. I don't have my thicker brush. It's inside. Let's see. I'm gonna have to. Oh man. Okay, so. I better go get some paper towel and get this stuff right over. Okay. You would think I have enough big brushes out here, but someday I'm going to get a water hookup for real. Like, I do have a hose. It comes up from the basement from that other hose, and I can get a little water here. Ugh. But there's no real drain, so I got this sink. One of my cousins so graciously brought it here for me. It was for sale for $25 on Facebook Marketplace in Bel Air when I first was here, but it's still not hooked up, but I've got a sink. But anyway, I'm looking for a brush here. This is a mess. Big mess. Okay, this one's a little bit bigger. I know my bigger brushes are inside. Oh dear. Dear, dear. Need something soft. I think this one might work for that. Okay, so I'm going to, so nothing goes to waste. Paint's expensive. Down on the floor here. Okay, so
you didn't say a word, just sat there really still. Though we'd never met, I felt I knew him well. Another hour passed as we endured the storm, but when he
a lot of splinters on this. Guess ideally I should have standed it, but you know what? This is why I sell these little things for cheap. So there's like 3 of them. I could maybe put a set, like Faith, Hope, Love. I think of something in 3s. I don't know. Let's see what I feel like putting on it by that time. Okay, so now it's over. I'll get some souvenirs of paint on the floor here. Figure it can't be any worse than having it with the stamp on the particle board. That I can make it around the edge of this. So I've been making these videos on an app that I have that allows me to play Spotify, my other app, at the same time, which is kind of cool. So then I have a program, I think it's called Mojave Slideshow Maker, where I can join easily the videos together in sequence. I mean, it might take like, I don't know, there's so many of these. I wonder how long this is going to be in total. I'm guessing maybe 3 hours of video. I mean, no one has to watch all of it, but someone might want to. So to join those together might take a good like 5 to 10 hours. So maybe tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, it might be ready and I can upload it to YouTube, which is really the only way I can get a video of that length and put it on my blog or anything. So okay, so yeah, covered. I used up that paint. Well, I'm going to sign out here. I'm going to take these brushes over and wash them. My hands are a mess, like usual. And my pants, my old pants, mess. But I like that. I was in Walmart one time, about a year ago. I don't know. Someone, I said, excuse me, because they were standing in front of, like, something I was trying to look at on the shelf. And I moved over, I just grabbed whatever I wanted, pardon myself, and they're like, are you an artist? I'm like, yeah. It's just fun. I said, I couldn't tell. Okay, so I'm gonna end this video. Thanks for watching today. I think I need to go clean up my brushes and then my hands and come back here and shut the building up for the night. Good night. Oh wait, we're not really done. Okay, the dandelion wine. I don't want to waste my efforts. So this is my second kitchen here, and I often wash brushes over here. And homemade rug that I made and supervisor Pat. Okay, so here we go. Dandelion wine. Okay, so this is how I do it. A little wine yeast. Mr. Lost? Trouble? Sammy? Supervisor cat? Marley? Okay. 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 Goodness. My egg collecting things. I keep my eggs here. Okay. Here come the onlookers. I just love sentimental stuff. This is Jonathan. His little cat, Sunshine. The kids made this at the beach one year. I had leftover magnet stuff. I was painting some kind of magnet to put on the car for advertising. This is like one of my all-time favorite pictures of me and my sons. That time at the beach with the magnets. I love Mom and Jonathan. Supervisor cat. Getting closer to TV time.
Another hound bays in the night and someone wonders why. Did a prowler come in sight, or did Jane just pass by?
Jonathan dressed up as Einstein.
That's free of cage like a Peter Pan, like a lady come of age, a woman with a plan.
Okie dokie. So I have lemon juice and orange juice ready, and I'm not going to use the wine juice tonight. I'm going to cook this first in the crock pot. So last year I had read a recipe for dandelion wine. So all the dandelions are shriveling out. So I was really careful when I was picking to not get any grass in. And I've included some of the leaves because, you know, you can eat them in salads. So I don't know what's going to happen here. I'm not going to follow the exact recipe. As I recall, you were supposed to pick like at least a gallon of dandelion heads. That's a lot of dandelion heads. And there was like, I remember there were oranges and lemons and stuff in it. And okay, so I washed those and let's see. To the crock pot. Okay, so the basic idea for winemaking is get things with sugar and it interacts with the yeast, it ferments. So, what should I use up here? I have a little bit of corn syrup left and some honey. Now, honey's a little expensive. I get this at BB's. It's a little... I just don't know if I can get it out quick enough. Maybe if I turn it upside down. So... What happened to that girl who played with fireflies? I think I'll use up some corn syrup in this and I'm going to put some citrus orange juice in it, and this is not from concentrate. And like that, shake this up. Here. 2 hands to open this lemon juice. I'm a little bit of a mess there, so I'm trying to do the video. So I don't know. Just gonna make it a little tart. I've never had dandelion wine. I've heard it's unique. Probably the only time I'll ever make it, unless it comes out interesting enough. I wish I knew how to make like craft beers. One of my cousins, hold on. I don't know, he had a friend, the Roy Pitts Brewing Company. They made watermelon beer. I remember that. It was, I'm gonna microwave this. Yeah, beer is, I think, a little harder to make because, I don't know, the hops and all the different. Oh, that lemon juice is burning my arm. Okay, so I think I'm gonna. This is my sugar. This is my sugar. Okay, so I've added some sugar. Just a guesstimate here. Okay, and I think that honey would be good. I think that recipe called for some honey for the actual dandelion wine recipe. Okay, so I'm going to put some honey in this. Let's see what I can get out of this bottle. I suppose I'll have to microwave it some more. I may as well use this all up. It's already, when it gets congealed. I'm certainly getting tired. Certainly ready to watch some TV tonight or something. The smoky alarm goes off. Dinner is served. Okay, so I can get a spoon here and stir this around. So I'm gonna add water to this as needed. Oh no, stop. Oh no. Oh, shoot. Oh no. A little bit of a disaster here. Oh dear. A lot of extra work. Sure hope this dandelion wine is worth it. I wash my dishes in stages. I'm a little caught up here. I'm by myself, so it doesn't matter. Oh man. Wow, that's going to be a mess. I'm going to have to deal with that later. Okay, so. Where were we? Wasted words lost in the air as it roared its way. Use a glass to get some water. And the iron horses speed and creep. Wow. That's the thing about honey. You know, when you buy honey and you forget you have it, actually, I hope I didn't microwave plastic into my dandelion wine. Okay. So, let's use a little bit more water in this. Trouble.
I've climbed the snowy mountains,
Okay.
sailed the mighty New York Bay.
What? Just going on to some intuition here. I think I'm just going to put some more lemon juice in this. This lemon juice probably has flavoring, plus it has sugar. Now the funny thing about homemade wine is, I guess you can never be sure of the proof. When Lucy has visited, we've tried to guess sometimes, you know. Sometimes it's guesstimated anywhere between like 5% and 9%. I don't know. I think regular wine is about 9%. I don't know. Maybe some of wines are like 11, 12. Okay, so this looks really gross, doesn't it? Dandelions are edible. Dandelion wine without a recipe. Should be interesting. So I'm going to turn my crock pot on high overnight. And I do have cheesecloth that I can, I guess after I cook this down, try to get just the liquid, and then from there I will mix it with the wine yeast and put it in a gallon glass bottle that has a special top on it for when it ferments. So I'll show that on a video another day. I'm just gonna, I think I'm about ready to quit tonight. Hey, supervisor cat. Okay. Well, I suppose now I need to run. Run, Mr. Lost, run. Hey, run. Okay, so, I think I can turn my light out here. No, I didn't get to water those okra. So I try to leave my deck light on now out here while I'm going back and forth at night, because I did trip and fall a couple times with the, especially when it was icy. But one night I was coming out just to cut something on the saw in the building, and I walked out here, and I think what I tripped on was this little, I think I might have tripped on this or something and went down, but I'm trying to be careful. I love this song too. Okay, so end of the day here. Walking quick because I want to be done. I sure hope I can finish this up soon, next week. So here we are, this is drying.
Up ahead in the night, a deer took flight as the warm rain started to fall. Heard my tires squeal as I jerked the wheel and drove straight into an oak tree wall. My head in a daze, I escaped through a maze of busted steel.
This is an interesting song if you look the lyrics up. It's just an interesting story she tells. It's a song about a guitar named Jezebel that she throws into the fire in the end. This artist, Mean Mary James, I believe she's a Christian. Her songs are really laced with a lot of spiritual kinds of lyrics, but she doesn't limit herself to that. She has a beautiful version of Rock of Ages. Okay, I think I'm pretty tired. And I'm just gonna shut this off. Unplug this. It goes up to that.
I paused for a beat before moving my feet and crossing that wide threshold. It was a summer night.
Oh yeah, my eggs. Don't want to forget those.
I began to shiver and shake. Gave me a coat of fur, a smell demure, and a plate full of them smooth cakes.
Eggs.
Oh, he sat down on a chair like a lion in his lair and lit up a thin cigar. With an air of conceit.
See, I got my keys. Not locking them in the building.
Ran his hands down the strings like his fingers were wings, and a strange silence fell. He said, "This is my story, my life, and my glory. Oh, this is my sweet Jezebel." Jezebel was slim with ebony trim, and I stared in wonder in awe. Her neck was inlaid with pearl and jade, and I couldn't find one single flaw. Started to play, I started to pray as that fire burned hotter than hell.
I enjoy seeing this little thing that my friend Mandy gave me. It's a little angel girl with a little bird, and it's on the bird bath that I had made in Alabama as a memorial for Chicklet and Annabelle that passed away in Alabama. So we just made it back up here to Pennsylvania. Oh, there's Marley. Hey, he's always watching, waiting for me. It's been a good day. Good day. I got a lot done. Still more to do all the time, but I'm getting there. Murder and lies, deceit and disguise was a song of sweet Jezebel. Like the siren of the sea, she sang it to me, and each note was calling my name. And the harder I fought, the closer I got to standing in that red hot flame. Their faint morning glow through a dusty window washed over me like a flood. And the song of sparrow came straight as an arrow through the guitar red as blood. There was fear and surprise in those cold sharp eyes as I reached for sweet Jezebel. And the flames leapt higher as straight in the fire I threw that guitar back to hell. I threw that guitar back to hell. Oh dear. This is going to be a horrible mess, and I'm going to deal with it some other day.
I jumped from my seat away from that heat and kneeled on that rain-soaked ground. I prayed till I cried till the fear in me died, and on that lonely road I was found. Oh, never again will I be taken in by a stranger in the night. I take the pipe and arrow and the song of the sparrow leads me straight into the arms of light.
Run! Run, kitty, run. It's funny. They don't like when I walk so fast.
Before I can wake, I eat devil's food cake and hear again sweet Jezebel. I hear again sweet Jezebel.
Yep, I throw my laundry down the stairs, at least right now. There's too much going on. I just love making these videos with music in the background. It's just so fun.